Hello, welcome to the latest photography stream. It's Wednesday the 20th of May. My name's Derek, also known as Tap Peddler. I'm a full-time eBay and Etsy and Amazon reseller. I hope you can hear me. There should be a live chat at the side, which I'll drop in and out. I'm hoping that the chat will display on the side as well. Let me just see if I can get that working. So I'm not sure it is. Oh yes, it's started to appear now. Not sure why it didn't originally. Yeah, so I'll say some hellos to the chat first. Who we got in? We've got Lucy T. She was first in. Welcome. Leanne's in. Who else is in? Georgina's in. Daisy May's in. C. Reeves. I believe that's Chris, isn't it? And Aid's in. Welcome, Aid. We Flipping Good Stuff. Oh yeah. Oliver Ian's in. We Flipping Good Stuff is from Sydney, Australia. Oh, welcome. I'm international. Richard's in. Hi, Richard. Paul C's in. Haggis Lover's in. Hiya. Yeah, so once the chat starts filling up, we should start to see chat appear at the side of the screen. So this time I've managed to figure out how to have the two webcams on. So I've got the webcam for the photography area and the webcam for when I'm chatting as well. So hopefully that will make it a little bit of a better stream. Let me know if the sound's okay, because the actual microphone is attached to the webcam that's above my photography area. So if I'm faint or anything, let me know. Hopefully you're hearing it okay. So I've got a few good items to show you and clean up and prepare for photography today, and then I'll be taking the pictures of the items for mainly eBay. There's a few Etsy items on there as well. So yeah, I'm going to get started. I'll drop into the chat every so often, and the main idea of these lives, the same as before, it's basically to have it on in the background, and then you know, you can do your work and take photos or do listing, but you can have it on in the background and you don't have to stay in the stream. You can pop in and out, that sort of thing. Yeah, the main stream does flicker. It flickers when there's nothing actually on the on the actual photography area. So if I stick something on there, that will stop it from flickering, because it will be able to focus on something. It's when there's nothing on the screen it will start to flicker. But yeah, otherwise it should stay quite static, which is good. It's just that my webcam tries to compensate, I think, for the light, and for it can't focus on anything because it's just a blank screen. So once the photography gets underway, there'll be lots of things in the area. I've gone for a completely top-down approach this time. Hopefully that might be a little bit of a better view. Again, these streams are a bit of a trial and error. So yeah, you know, a better photography angle might be better, but I'm just the first one I did was at the complete angle. That was okay, but you couldn't really get much detail. And then I had the camera almost above my head as I was photographing, so you got a slight side-on angle. But it wasn't much different than top-down, but it meant my head was always getting in the way. So hopefully this time you won't see much of me on the actual photography area. You might see my hands and arms and stuff, but you won't actually, my head won't get in the way or anything like that. So that's the idea with that. Hopefully it's clear enough as well. Again, my webcam struggles a little bit with the totally white background around the items, I think. So yeah, I'm going to get on with some photographing. I've got a few items I think I'm going to start with. So yeah, I'll get on with that now. I'll just say hello to a few more people that come in the chat before I start. Paul C, Haggis Lover, Vinegar Jersey, hiya. Don Clark. Yeah, I think that's everybody. So yeah, Richard's doing some listing as well. Yeah, that's the idea. Just have me on in the background. As I say, I'm doing this anyway. It's what I basically did this yesterday, and every week I'm going to go live and do the live listing. I'm just sort of seeing how it goes. There's a guy actually cutting the field next to my house, so hopefully we won't get any noise from that. If you do, that's probably what it is. So yeah, I'm going to get started. Hiya Ali. Hiya Gary. Okay, so I'm not going to take a photo of FIFA. I don't think it's worth it. I have got a box here of goodies which I've prepared for the stream. In here I've got a couple of Etsy items actually. Queen Elizabeth mug there, Silver Jubilee 1952 to 1977, Pride of Britain. It's produced by Wood & Sons. It comes in the box, and the box is pretty bashed up as you can see, but I thought it's probably better to list it with the box rather than without. So yeah, I'm just going to include that with it and just sort of shape it into a decent shape. So yeah, I'll start with that, I think. As you can see, it's a total top-down image, but hopefully you'll get a better idea than it being above my head this time. Now, a top tip of what I often do with these sort of items is, you can see here, I do this with shoes as well, when I can't get them in the right position. It'll be much better if this was like that rather than on an angle. So what I generally do here, I find something on in my area that I can prop it up with. So I've got this little skateboard thing here, maybe that would fit, or maybe not that, something else. Here you go. Just a little thing there. I should stick it on there. That's not working well either. I need something that doesn't roll, basically. Let me find something. A coin. Yeah, a coin will do quite well. So yeah, so I can now hold it like that, which is much better for the photo. So for this, I'm going to hopefully get a decent angle on the picture, and because this is going on Etsy, I'm going to zoom out and do a photo there as well. What I am noticing on here is my light off my pictures is reflecting a little bit too much there, so I'm just going to turn off that light just as I take these photos, I think. Take that away now. Probably can put the light back on as well. And to get some pictures of the sides. And at the back as well. And I always take one from inside the actual mug as well, so they can see that there's no sort of coffee stains and that sort of thing. I don't know if you can see in the photo, I've got this mark on my photography area, and there's a few different ones dotted about. So when I'm taking photos, I'm always trying to cover up the little marks to try and not to get them in the photo. Sometimes it's quite difficult to do that, but and I also want a picture of the box with it as well. I might take a picture of the box on its own. It's not a particularly, I might just put it in the box and then take a photo like that, so they can see they get the box, but they can also see it's a bit crushed. Yeah, and I think that's it. So that's the first item done, and that's that'll be going on Etsy, and it will also be going on eBay. Right. The next couple of items are these two crime books. I'm not sure if these are worth listing separately or not, but I'm just going to list them as a bundle. I've got a hardback book here, The Chronicles of Crime, and The World's Worst Crimes. So yeah, I'm basically just going to take a photo top down. I should also take a photo at the side as well, so people can see the actual book there. What I might do is open a page like that and just take a photo like that, and also the same with this one. Take a picture like that. There you go, the Cray twins there. Also probably want to take a picture of the back. That's a bit mucky there. Might have to go and clean that off. I should be back in 2 seconds. There you go. Just a damp cloth cleans it up quite nicely. These books would have been on my death pile for quite a while, so God knows what that was. I also take photos of the barcodes sometimes as well when I'm listing stuff. I might not actually upload the barcodes to the listing, but it's useful if I ever want to put the barcode in as the, into eBay. You can put the barcode in. I've got it to hand because these items will now go into my listed storage, but I won't actually have listed them until I actually get around to doing it. What I'm going to do with these two books as well, because I haven't looked at the value of them, just in case they are quite valuable on their own. I'm just going to take a couple of photos of the books on their own, just in case, and then I can always list them as separate items. It's unlikely I'm probably going to bundle them, but here we go. So books I always put in my office rather than in my tech storage garage, because books can get damp and they can get mouldy and things like that. So these always go in my office. So I shall write down, like I said before, what I do, I have a book like this, and I'll write down crime books, and then I'll put equals, and then it will be W9, which is the shelf in my office. And I'll use that. So when I come to list something, I'll have a list of all the items I've got photos of, and I know where I've put them, and I'll be able to put that in the SKU of the listing. Right, I'm just going to check on the chat and say hi to anybody who's turned up. Okay, let me just bring up the chat. Okay, so just scroll back because I probably missed quite a few comments. Mel's in. Hiya, Mel. Back from Burnout. I really enjoyed your chat with Zahir the other night. I found that really funny. We flipping good stuff. It looks so green. Not sure what that refers to. If you've been in my photography area, it's actually white. I think it's just the camera. Hopefully, I'll get this set up a little bit better. I have just recently sorted out my proper camera, which is a selfie camera. I've got it just here. And it's got a screen you can flip around, So I'm going to start using that for all my YouTube videos now, because I think the phone struggles a little bit. This is quite a good good camera for that sort of thing. It gets nice crisp videos. So, you know, I've got it. I've had it for a while. Had to buy a new charger wire. I don't think I'll take my photos with it, because I do like the iPhone with that. But what I might be able to do is set this up so it can act as a webcam, and that might allow me to have crisper photos in these sort of streams. That's the idea anyway. Look. Mel says she can't stay long. Hello to all. Yeah, that's the idea of these streams anyway, to pop in and out, and yeah, just have them on in the background basically if you're working, that sort of stuff. Aid says, have I missed anything? No, not really. Sounds like it's sunny in various places. Hiya, John. Thanks for coming along. Damien's in. I am at the unit and listing. Excellent. Oh yeah, I forgot you were on with Nick tonight. That should be a good stream as well. I've never heard of sparrow fart. Never heard of that. Yes, so excellent. So how many we've got in the chat? Looks like there's 6 people in, which is pretty good. Oh no, we've got more than 6. I think it must be people in the chat that's 6. 21 watching, which is good. Thanks everybody for coming along. Yeah, so I'll start on the next item. Okay. Next item is quite a nice item, which is a Patagonia rucksack. But this isn't any normal one. This is actually one from Rockstar, from when I used to work there. So it's got the Rockstar branding there. It's probably got, might even have like something marked on it as well. But it's brand new, obviously, never been used. It's got the logo there as well. It's a Mate 30L. No idea what that is. Mate Pack 30L. I'm sure it's 30 litres maybe. Yeah, so just need to take a photo of this. Try and get it looking half decent. The straps. And what I do with brand new with tags items, I always take a good few pictures of the tags. So I've got the main bit there, and also one with the barcode as well. And when I come to list this, obviously it's gaming memorabilia there, so I'll probably put it in gaming merchandise, because that's probably where I'm going to get the most value for it, because it should sell for more than a brand new normal one would to the right collector. I would have got this, I think it was when I was working on GTA 5, I would have got this. It's quite a nice rucksack really. It's been in the loft I think for a while, but I've decided to start getting rid of some of these things. I've got quite a lot of gaming merchandise up there that really I don't need. I'm going to take a picture of it in the bag as well, just for reference. And again, because this is like not clothing, but it's like a material based thing, I'm going to stick this up in my office rather than in my garage, because it's probably quite expensive as well. So I'll stick it at the top there. Your bag, W top. Okay. Next item. This is something I actually sold and it came back. I said it didn't charge up, but the problem is that the batteries in it failed to charge. What I want to do is, in the listing I want to state it needs new batteries. I think that's what I'm going to put, or batteries not included. I did actually take a photo of this the other week, but I came to list it and the photos are all washed out, so I've decided to redo the photos today and then I can get it listed again. It came back a little while ago and I just couldn't be bothered to deal with it. It's usually the case with returns, unless they're really high value, then it will take me a while to actually get round to putting them back on, especially if they need testing again. It often takes me a while to actually get round to doing that. So yeah, as before, if you see me moving around an item like that, it's because I'm trying to cover up these marks that are on my photography area. I really need to get a new background, but I did think about using Photo Room and start using that, but I'm just not sure how buyers would like that on sort of second-hand items, because it's sort of an edited photo, isn't it? It's not the original photo. Always take a picture of model number and the serial number. I've actually had a return request, or a return rather, that the buyer sent me back a hi-fi with a totally different serial number to the one I sent him. eBay have refunded him in full, and I've had to put it through as an action fraud case to action fraud. So I've had to report the buyer, and eBay say that now they've refunded the buyer and they're found in his favour, using the usual, they never see the item, so they can't say whether the buyer was at fault or not. So he got a full refund, but they say that because I've reported him to action fraud and gone through that process and got a crime reference number, they're going to refund the money to me as well. So fingers crossed that will happen tomorrow or the next day. I think they said 12 to 48 hours. So hopefully I'll get a response on that, and then I'll be able to get the refund. And I've got his faulty one. He's the one that he swapped over. It doesn't work. It's an amplifier, but it has really crackly sound. No idea what's wrong with it. I've had a little look at it. Won't be able to fix it, so it's going to be a spares and repairs job. But I might get £20 plus postage on his broken item. But it's really annoying that the buyers managed to get a free item and defraud a seller, and eBay are just happy for him to get the refund. So it's a bit annoying. But I have done a video on it, so keep an eye out for that one. I need to remember to charge this fully up as well before I send it. It's not going to work, is it? I'll stick it in this bag. What I'll do, I'll take out the batteries out. And I'll just put it in the storage like that in the bag. Right, so let's check on the chat. Chat. That's better. Okay. Mel's off, so thanks for coming in. And I'll see you no doubt in Nick's chat. Are you sourcing at the moment, Derek? Not really. I went, I don't know if you saw a video where I went and got the TV off Facebook. So yeah, I have a little bit of a look on Facebook, see if there's anything worthwhile picking up. But generally I'm not sourcing. I did look at an online auction the other week, but all the prices were going way too high, and I've got so much stuff here I don't really need to be paying up for stuff at the moment. I think the next auction I might do a little bit of bidding, you probably have to pay a little bit of a higher price. But the prices are just way too high, really, for reselling. I think everybody's desperate for the stock. Yeah, people are saying goodbye to Mel. Yes, I'm at the bottom of the chat again, so yeah, I shall carry on. I've got some Hornby, I think it's like racing track. Let me get it. I've no idea what's in this. But it's been on the floor of my storage garage for a long, long time. As you can see, it's this random track. I don't know whether it's worth setting up and selling as a set or selling it separately. Get rid of this carrier bag. I suppose it depends on whether I've got the two cars, because I can see one car but can't see another car. I don't know why it's tangled in this either. No, I can't see another car. I can see I've got the one car here. So it might be a case of just selling all these separate things. I hate twisted wires as well. Ripped carrier bags is now annoying. Right, so, and it's made a mess of my photography area. Right, what I'm going to do here is I'll make a little bit of track up. It's a 19 volt. Yeah, see this Hornby, genuine Hornby adapter, that could sell on its own. You've got things like this that will probably sell, and I could do a bundle of the track. And let me make a little racetrack, and we can test the car. I know you can test it with a 9 volt battery, but where's the fun in that? So let's connect it all up. I'm not going to use all the track. Shame I haven't got the two cars, because then I would have probably sold this as a one kit thing, but yeah, it's not going to be any good with the one car, of course. So put the car on there. Let's connect the power up. Right, it's come on at least, so that's promising. Can't be that track, it must be the other track. Oh, I'm the wrong way, so let me put. sticking a bit, but it's the track's a bit stiff, I think, but as you can see it works, which is fine. Whoa. Right, well that worked anyway, so I'll try the other. That controller works, so I can put that controller at the side, and I can test this controller, and I'll test the other track this time as well. Yeah, it works. There you go. It's just a bit tight on the... Whoa. It works anyway, doesn't it? As you can see here, that works. So I've got a working car, I've got working track. Yeah, so I think I'll do a bundle. I'm just going to have a couple of looks on how much the power pack's worth. I think this would be worth more in parts than it is as a whole thing. Okay. Let me just bring this in. Maybe what we could do is I could see if I could share my screen. I mean, adding a I could add another element to the stream, and I could show my screen. I think I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Let me have a look. Okay. Right. Yeah, I think this should work. So let me see if I can add it. Add display capture. No, it's not working. Hang on. Properties. Two. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna edit this in OBS as we do the live. Right, something like that will do. need to do is, sorry about this, I'm just adjusting it as we go, really. Put it there, just so I can move in and out as we go. There we go. So now rename it screen capture. Screen. Okay, so if I want it, yeah. Okay, I've got that now. So yeah, so I can search for the car. So this is SK101, SK101 Hornby. Right, so SK101 must be just type. There's another model on here, is L808109. Hornby. Aha, there we go. Yeah, so this is the type of car. So this is an well, mine's not an Aston Martin. Mine, I'm not sure what that is. Does anybody know what car that is? Is it a Ford? Ford Focus, maybe? I think it might be a Ford Focus based on the lights. Let me know if you know what it is in the chat. But yeah, if I go to sold listings, no one's sold one. Let me just search for Hornby Ford Focus. Aha, here you go. Still not sure if it is a Ford Focus, but here you go, Ford Focus, 1999. So yeah, so the car might have some value. Yeah, that's a clear picture of the car. That's the front of the car. Going by the pictures on here, it looks like a Ford Focus. Slightly different. It's got a different front, like it's a newer model or something. Maybe it's not a Ford Focus. Oh, here you go. So yeah, that's actually, it's definitely a Ford because it's got Ford logo on it. There you go, I missed that. So it's definitely a Ford Focus, and it's very similar to the one on the screen there. This person got £9 just for the car. So yeah, it's definitely going to be worth me listing the car separately. If I search for the piece of track, Hornby L7702. So yeah, as you can see, that's the bit of track I've just searched for, which is this one. And somebody's, well, I've sold one, £8.85 delivered. Yeah, so they got £8.85 free postage, which is okay because that will go. That'll go Hermes postable. So yeah, so there's that. There's also the Hornby adapter, which is a P9123W. Here's one, £6 plus postage, £8. So yeah, it's going to be worth me listing these as separate things. Yeah, so let me go and sort these out by the photography area. Yeah, Ford Focus looks like the one Colin McRae drove. Right, okay. Yeah, that matches the matches that eBay description. So yeah, so I'll definitely be listing the car separately and that piece. And what I do with selling these cables, I have. Do you remember these? How worthless they are? Loom bands. Well, I had a load of loom bands. I think they were my son's. I'm not sure, but they were there. These ones survived getting caught up in the Hoover. So now, yeah, I use them as little elastic bands, and most of the time they work really well. Yeah. So yeah, so I can list that and that. So what we're talking, say that was £10. That's another £10. That's £20 just there. And then I've got the two controllers, which also will have value. Whether they're worth listing separately, I don't know, but they're two different colours, so somebody might want a new red one or just the yellow one, so it's probably worth me listing those as separate things as well. So I'll put and I've been tripping over this this set in my storage. It's basically been on the floor in that black bin bag for months. I think originally it was on one of the shelves. And I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get the bits of track, and I'm going to have a quick look. So I think what I'll do a bundle of corner pieces. So I'll do all the corner pieces with one lot. And then do all the straight pieces of one lot. And then I've got these little fence panels as well. Do a bundle. And then there's these parts, which I assume are these to raise the. You go like that, and as you can see, there's a few bits there. So there you go. Might just bundle all of that this probably, I'm going to have a look at these two pieces because these are sort of special pieces. So have a quick look again on the internet to see see if it's worth listing these separately. So this is Hornby SK101. And that must be the type or something. Doesn't seem to be an actual model number on this bit. Power pack, power track. That's going to come up this. Yeah, so somebody's sold 16 pieces here for £9.90. £4.99. I thought that bit of track might be worth a bit more. Micro-track power point. Lock connector. Yeah, so that's basically the same thing, slightly different design. Um, 1710 actually is got stamped on it. NB1710. No, that's not it. Right, so let's see how much these are worth separately. 3210. These must 3210. See, this comes up with trains. Micro. What are these called? Are these called guns or paddles or controller? Yeah, £5.98. Free postage. £5 plus postage. Yeah, I'm going to put these on separately because I don't want to, you know, I can't see them going for much all in one go. Going to be L7948. This comes up with trains all the time. There you go, somebody's £1.86 for all that barriers, all those barriers. £3.99. See, if I can put all these on for, you know, put a piece like that on for like £8.99 delivered. That's £8.99 delivered. These, you know, £8.99. That's probably what I'm going to go for. And sell them off as spares. I think that's going to be the best way to go. And then put all the bundle of parts there as well. Yeah, so let's do that. I need to clean up my photography area a bit because it's a bit of a mess now. Right. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, remember this was sort of $8.99 delivered as well. So that's that done. I need a picture of the car. Zoom in and take. Okay, so that's the car. We have a picture of this. This is the sort of thing I don't want to spend too long on. Just a couple of pictures of each one. I need to dry this off because there we go. These are a bit dusty actually. Could do a wipe. As I say, this stuff, I have no idea where I bought this stuff from. It's probably from auction. It's over auction or the car boot sale. But whatever it is, it won't owe me much. And to be honest with you, it's just stuff that's been sitting there for ages, so whatever I can get for it is basically a bonus really at this stage. How's everybody's death piles doing? Are you struggling for stock, or have you still got plenty of stock? And if you have, how long do you think that stock's going to last with your current rate of listing? What do you say? Because I reckon I've got a good couple of months worth of set of listing, but I am starting to get to the shall we say the more rubbish items, the stuff I don't usually deal with, a bit like this track here. I mean, I wouldn't normally bother too much about this sort of thing, but it comes a point where you've got it, haven't you? So you should be listing it. Right, so really I need to store this in some sort of container. I've got this that I sorted out earlier, which I've got to do these next, so I put them to the side. wipe it. Dusty in here. And I can store my all the items in here, and that will keep them nice, and then I can put them on a shelf in my storage. Put it down there. I'll do these bits next. I don't think the bridge supports. Let me have a quick Google of it, but I don't think the bridge supports are going to be worth listing on their own. Might as well just put them with those fences. I don't know, maybe they are worth listing. I don't know. No, I'm gonna put them separate, I think. These are a bit. I don't know which way these are supposed to go. I assume it's that way. Oh, that one's broken, look. So probably won't include that. That one's broken as well. So is this one. Actually, I'll stick it in there. I'll just say it has some marks on it, and there's a couple that have broken pieces. Actually, I'm going to stick these with them as well, because I can't be bothered with posting these bits for like whatever I'm going to get. For one, I'm going to get from £3 or something, and it'll just be they'll just all go out the door then, and that'll be better for me, I think. That'll do. Just double check there's none down here where I'm storing this stuff. No. Right. There's one, isn't there, that doesn't want to. That's it. I'll take a few quick shots of what they get into higher detail. And that will do for them. And I just need a little bag to put them in. Put a bit of tape on that just to hold it. Hold it in place. Okay, and then it's just a case of putting these out. do. Photography here is very dirty from all this stuff. See if I can put them there. Put that there. That might be a little bit neater actually. Here we go. Or maybe do a picture of it all stacked up as well, just so they can see what they're getting then. What I might do is put an elastic band around this lot. Actually, put some of this shrink wrap around it. That will just keep it secure when I've got it in my storage. Okay, let me have a quick look in the chat. See what's going on. Okay, so there's a quiz starting at 2 PM, is there? I saw a crack depression in the reverse of one of a large piece of track. Worth a check. Alright, okay, thanks for that. Let me have a quick. Was it one of the straight pieces? I've wrapped it in the cling film now. I don't see any damage. They look okay as far as I can see. It's probably just the camera quality. Yeah, it's the same cleaning cloth. Aid's still got loads left. The rate I listed out, I'll still be at the end of lockdown. Yeah, I think I'm the same, but yeah, as I said, I'm running out of really good stuff. Loose is off. Thanks for popping in. Slowly go through my stock. Should be okay for this year if need be. Yeah, I think so, Richard. I think You've got a lot of stuff. This is where you've got that lockup. It's full of good stuff. I'm going to list the Yashica and View 2 cameras. I have to take advantage of the £1 final value fee. Yeah, I need to deal with that as well. That's a good point actually. Maybe I should get those, get that hi-fi listed that I've got. Get that on there. I've got some boxed, I think it's Hitachi, separate systems. People are saying goodbye to Lucy. Well, there's been a £1 value fee thing for the last couple of months, hasn't it? It's the second one, I think. So hopefully they'll do them more often during this period. We went for ages without getting any offers. Had you forgot half the stuff you had, Richard, or do you remember buying all your stock? And he says, most he remembers, but found the odd few hidden gems. It's easy to forget what's in the death piles. I've run 2 auctions this week, 8 jigsaws and 20 wood figurines. Those are listing when they arrive. Oh, that's good. So, do they post, I take it they post it all in one go. Do they give you a quote before you bid, or do you just factor in a rough cost? I know my auction house, they do delivery as well, but you don't know how much it's going to be until they've, until they've sorted everything. I mean, I just collect it anyway. Oh, hi Gimbal, thanks for popping in. Yeah, Haggis Lovers found some gems in their death piles as well. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find in there, really. Ashley's quiz is starting soon. Super nervous, yeah. I'm always nervous when I do a live stream, really. But it'll be fine. Giving you company by relaxing listing. Richard hasn't got much now, you'd be surprised. Yeah, it soon goes down, I suppose, when you start listing it. I suppose it's the same as mine. You end up with a lot of rubbishy items. I think yours are more cherry picked in your death pile, so yours should be all pretty good. Whereas mine, I've got a lot of rubbish in the death piles as well. So even though there looks like there's a lot there, it's not really. Peter's in. Hiya Peter, just come in and say hi before I go to the post office. Is that a different type of post office, Peter? We're all there with you actually. Might have to do the Friday live yet. Oh, that's the drinking one, isn't it? Replacing drinking with Andrew. Alcohol with aid. It is you this week, isn't it, Aid? We need to get that scheduled. Then we can advertise it in the Monumental group. Richard says he's still got the Walkmans to list. I've actually got a big box of Walkmans as well. I'll go and get them in a second, but they're all, I think they're all broken, but we'll have a look. eBay auctions. 2 separate eBay auctions. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I'll be doing once I you know, I really sort of cleared all my good stuff. But at the moment, I'm quite enjoying getting rid of the stuff as well, because I know when the car boot sales do eventually open, I'm going to have proper, nice, cleared storage that I can get all this stuff on. Yeah, mostly chosen to buy from the boot sales. Yeah, mine, a lot of mine, as you know, is bought from the auctions. So, you know, I've got like nice stuff, and then I've got a big crate of really rubbish items. But there's a lot of stuff that can surprise you in those boxes. So, um, you know, I can't just discard them. You know, might as well get them listed. Um, right, so on to, I think I'm at the bottom of the chat. So I'm on to the next item. I'm just going to go off and find something. I'll be back shortly. Ashley's off. See you later, Ashley. And good luck with your quiz. Right, so let's get on with some more listing. Got this alarm clock. Like I was saying, I'm starting to sort of scrape the barrel a little bit with stuff that I'd normally sell. This is actually brand new, this. But I think I'm going to have to sell it as used because it's been in a crate and it's got little scratches on it and stuff like that. It's just a basic alarm clock. So I'll stick it on there for like £7 delivered or something. It's not going to be it's not going to be worth a great deal. But as I keep on saying, I've got to list it. What I'll do with this as well, I'll just plug it in, get a photo of the time as well, so I'll set the time. See, the problem with recording LCDs is that it doesn't always come out. Oh, there you go, HDR thing. So and it has battery backup as well. I'll bring in a little bit of money. Not a lot though. I've got these telephones, Gigaset telephones. I've already tested them. A little bit dirty, so they need cleaning. And what I generally do with phones is I sell them without the batteries. So the buyer will need to supply rechargeable AAA batteries with these, because the batteries I had with them were on the way out, which they always are on phones, and they're not worth replacing if I'm going to resell it. So it's still going to be a case of selling it without the batteries. And usually things like that, this has got a sticker on it, but I'm just going to leave that on. The value in these are so small, so it's hardly worth my time doing, so I'm not going to spend too long. Give it a quick clean, quick test, and that's it. They're not even BT, they're Gigaset, which aren't particularly that desirable. I've already wasted quite a lot of time this morning looking at other BT phones that were all broken, that I was hoping to put as a big bundle, like a working set, but I've had to end up parting it out because so many of the handsets were faulty. So I've discarded the faulty ones, kept the good ones, and I'll be selling them as replacement handsets. This will be a cheap phone for someone, maybe for a small office or home. just put them like that. Take a couple of photos at different angles. Maybe put the phones side by side there, and the bases. Like that. That's pretty much it. I really need to go in some sort of bag. What else have I got to take a photo of? I'm going to take the opportunity to clean my photography area. Actually, just give it a quick wipe. That track made a right mess of it all. Right, that's a bit better. Right, so what I'll do, I'll just wrap This is generally how I store things like this. I'll wrap it with this cling film and it keeps everything quite neat and tidy for the storage. When it goes on one of my shelves, then it's all going to be contained. Got a little bit of tape around it as well. Okay. Okay, let's check the chat. Yeah, the quiz is on Laney's channel, 2 p.m. That's Big Girls Really Do Cry. Go and head along and check that out. Gigaset phones can be for decent money. Alright, I thought it would be not worth a great deal. Would a single office phone and charging thingy sell? Yeah, definitely. Things like that, it's just always worth looking at the model on eBay, the model number on eBay, and seeing if it's worthwhile, but usually will be, yeah. Okay, I'll go and grab something from the death pile. Be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I've got this to list, which is a large piece of cast iron guttering. It's like part of a downpipe. Going to be worth listing, I'm sure. Let me just yeah, so I'll get this cleaned up, and I've actually got two of them. So again, with the same cloth, give it a wipe over. Spiders just come off of it as well. Okay. See if I can. I don't know what all these markings mean. But what I've done before is basically measure the length of the downpipe from maybe there to there. It's hard to know where to measure this from, really. It's sort of the centre of the corner, maybe. It's going to be the best way is just to take the photo, I guess, of and let the buyer just see the photo. And they can gauge whether it's the right part for them. And I've got two of these, so let me just go and double check that they're both identical. Yeah, they're both identical, so these will go straight in the storage. out the way. They're going to be quite a nuisance to post, but might be able to get a collection on it. Peter Ray's just put in a plug for his live 8:30 tonight. He's off to the post office. So yeah, 8:30 tonight, Peter Ray's Adventures. Make sure you go and check it out. I'm sure everybody is a viewer anyway. Funny looking periscope. Yeah, you're taking your house apart now. Yeah, I've got to the end of my death piles and I'm taking the house to bits. Now, I did actually buy them for my house, but I decided I couldn't be bothered to fit them, so I've sold off all the little bits and bobs I had, DIY sized. Spider, yeah, he got flicked on the carpet. He's only a small spider. I'm sure he's one of many in this tat office. Damien's back at home now, hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry as well. I haven't had any lunch, so probably gonna go and get some in a bit. I think. I don't think I'll have this stream as long as I have in the past. Should have had some lunch before, really. Do droid pipes sell? My neighbours have some nice old ones. Yeah. These ones are actually brand new. I know they look a bit rough, but they've never been fitted. They've been stored in damp conditions, so they've got surface rust, but they are actually new. They do have a bit of value, yeah. Not a great deal, but probably £20, £30 each for those. Yeah, Gimbal says that if they're old and quite big, people snap them for planters. Yeah, I've got a couple of old chimney pots that I really need to either use as planters myself, which I might do, or sell them. Probably should just use them. I think they've got hairline cracks and stuff in them, so they're not going to survive any sort of transportation, really. I'm sorry about the flickering, I don't know why it's doing that. I put FIFA there and that'll stop it from flickering. Right, I'll go and find something else off my death pile. Right, I found something. Can anybody guess what this is? Or the back off what it is? I'll go and get the main item in a second. Right, it is this. It's a Murphy radio. Got the back, but it's looking a bit worse for wear. It's also, you've got to be very careful touching stuff in these units as well. I seem to have, I suppose that attaches to the back probably. I assume that's the on and off switch. Sorry, you can't see there. So let's see if it actually works. This could be death on the internet. Alright, the first thing to check, especially after last week's toasty maker escapades, is check the wire. Check the wire looks good before you plug it in, which it does. It actually looks like it's been replaced because it's got a modern plug on it. I'm not sure, I definitely haven't sold it before because it's got the label on. I may have tested it before. Right, these things take a while to almost heat up, if you like. So it's quite a nice unit, as you can see. It's Murphy. It's got a wooden casing. It's got the knobs on the front down here. It's actually a Murphy. Has it got a model number? I don't think it's even got a model number. It's just Murphy Radio Limited. So let's see. I assume that's turning it on. It's got a speaker on it, so oh, that must be turning it on. That must be the band, and then you've got the tuner. It's quite primitive in how it works. Look, you can see as I turn the thing, you've basically got a string that goes and moves the adjustment dial. Yeah, the valve has a light on it. And the valve is lit up. Don't think it works though. See what the chat's saying about it. Heat coming from the valve. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot, but There's no sound at all. I think this might be a spares and repairs job. I'm just wondering, that speaker, looking at the speaker, I don't know if you can see the valve does have a slight light there, but these go to the speaker, but that's not actually connected to anything. So there must be a place to plug them in. No, I can't see it. See, these wires just go to the speaker, they don't go anywhere else, so there's no connection to the speaker at the moment. And I can't see anywhere to plug these into. I'm assuming they were originally soldered to something. But yeah, it's beyond me really. I don't know where to plug these into, so it's definitely been modified at some point. Unless it's these. Aha. Then I'm going to have a look on the internet, see if I can find any values on this before I start messing with it, and might need to wear some gloves and stuff to test this, because you know there could be a danger of electric shock or something, so I don't want to risk it. Okay, so it's a valve radio, yeah. Don't cut the red one. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got the black and red speaker wires. It's not even connected to the radio. It's literally just the speaker. But there's some connections at the back of the radio that the speaker can plug into. In fact, I wonder. See, they're not even. Aha, here you go. See, one of them's an aerial, the other one's earth. Slacken, red screws on back, marked red tighten, fixing screw. Yeah, I think they plug into there. It's you've got external aerials here. I think these are the speaker wires. This is according. Oh, hang on. That's the speaker wire. So that's like a auxiliary wire. Right. These ones. I'm going to go with these ones. Right. Let's see if it works now. If it blows up in my face, then. Aha. I'm not liking the sound of that at all. Let's have a quick look, see how much it's worth, and then I may call it a day with the stream. Right, so vintage valve Murphy radio. So let me see. I don't even remember what it looks like. Well, that's what it looks like, guys. I'll put it. Well, I can't put it on its back. See if I can find something vaguely similar. There. That's the exact one. And it sold for £12 plus £12 postage. So well, there's a better one here, look. £49. That one's working. I've plugged it in and it seems to work. There are marks on the body. So I wonder if there's pictures of the speaker wires. Yeah, see, he has the speaker cable sticking out there, you see. You see them just at the bottom there. So that's fine. So I wonder if there's actually any solds. There's another one here. There's an A168. So it's got the wires sticking out. So vintage Murphy A168. Has any of them sold? It's only got £75 there. Let's look at his one. His one looks a lot nicer though. Yeah, the casing looked that much nicer. But he has got the same speaker outputs, as you can see at the bottom there. The red one is nearest the power pack. Yeah, that's the one I've got. So Let me turn it back on again. Now I know they're supposed to go in. See, it hasn't got an aerial on it. I don't think it has. I thought I'd pick up something. Of course, it's got medium, short, long. So yeah, I think it's going to be. It obviously does work. Oh, can you hear that?
Go ahead and put it out anyway. On the 1st of May, I thought, fine, so a couple of posts up on Facebook, and then a couple of days later, people calling me up saying, you're in the charts. Just a little bit. You must be delighted as well. Obviously, I want to be the first gig with the band, but so this moment, give you years, I think. It was a great gig.
So it's got a lot of buzzing on it. But it is picking up a signal. So I think it's going to be a case of selling it basically as is, powers on, no further testing really, picks up a signal. I'm going to secure this back onto it with some screws, give it a bit of a clean and polish probably because it's wood, and get that photoed. But I'm going to have to fiddle around with it and find some screws because I haven't got any screws for the back. So yeah, at least it works, but I think it's going to be more of the £40 to £50 maybe on it. It's a big item, so I don't want to spend a lot of time messing about with it for much less than that really. So it's basically going to be a case of listing it and then putting it in my storage and waiting for the right buyer to come along. At least I know what it is now, and it looks like it's from the 1950s. But yeah, with issues or possible issues, but people who buy this sort of thing generally will want to clean them up, and you know it's very unlikely, unless they're buying a restored one, they're just going to get it and plug it in. They'll probably want to do some repair work on it or modifications. So yeah, let's have a final look in the chat before I say goodbye. Someone's been in the back trying to fix the transformer buzz. Yeah, very possibly. It probably, I mean, I certainly haven't took the back off, so I assume when I got it, I think this definitely came from an auction because you can see the auction number 392 on it. It's very likely that the back was just sort of resting against it. So I'll have to find some screws to hold that in place. It's been a long time since I bought it. But yeah, hopefully I'll get something for it, but it'll certainly clear a lot of space on my death piles anyway, because it was taking up a whole shelf. So yeah, so thanks everybody for coming along. Really appreciate it. Make sure you go over to Peter A's channel tonight at 8:30. Probably see you in the chat there. As I say, I think Lady was having a quiz as well. So make sure you pop over there. Big girls really do cry. And yeah, I'll see you probably next week for a similar one, a similar chat. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you all later. Bye for now.